Bonjour.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Jess.
Tout foufli.
Oh my god, we've made it to France.
We're on the road again. And we're in France. We love France. We came here last year for about 4 weeks and did it like a big lap around France basically, didn't we? And we love it. So, but we're not staying too long.
No, we've only got like this morning in France because we're heading to Belgium.
Yeah, but if you haven't been to France and you've got a camper van, you've got to do it. Like, we love it. It's so good. It's totally different to England. Like, they let you park pretty much anywhere apart from the south of France. Like, it's pretty
it's a bit tricky
down there. Yeah, but
just around the Riviera. Really,
yeah, it's just incredible. And to be so close to England, like we came over on the Eurotunnel, which
35 minutes, and it's so easy. You rock up, they get your number plate, they get your booking from your number plate. You drive through, just follow the arrows. They check your passport out of England into France. Like say 35 minutes in your van on a train under the ground. Yeah, so crazy.
Brilliant.
And you're in France. You just drive off and off you go. It's amazing.
But the one thing I would say about France is driving on the other side of the road. If you haven't done it before, don't worry. But the only times I would say it is if you're going down single track lanes or when you get up first thing in the morning. That's the only time it really catches you out. Oh, I'm roundabouts. But if you come up with a little slogan or a little thing, we've got like, I've got to remember the right.
Yeah, and I tell myself keep to the curb because I know if I stay as the driver by the curb, we're good.
Yeah. So yeah, but apart from that, it's all
brilliant.
good.
This morning we're off to Dunkirk. We're going to go and have a look at their little market and see some of the memorials there before we head into Belgium. Most important stop in the morning, food shop. One thing that I always forget when we come here though is that you have to go and get all your fruit and veg weighed and like get a sticker on it before you go to the checkout, and it is seriously embarrassing when you forget. So that's my hot tip for you. Let's get into these.
Jess thinks the most important thing is to fuel herself. I think the most important thing is to fuel your car. Although I think Jess would probably break down just as much as the van if she didn't fuel up.
I need my food, people. I especially need pain of chocolate.
But most of the old fuel stations they come up in English, which is really good. So all you've got to know is Gazzoli and put your pin in and everything like that, and it's just like the UK. You pay for like 160 quid or 160 euros and it'll give you back whatever you don't use. So
Gazzoli is diesel, by the way.
Yeah. Unless you got a petrol Mercedes Sprinter.
Oh, that costs some money. So this is the famous St. Malo beach in Dunkirk, and it's where the nearly 330,000 Allied soldiers were evacuated from in 1940 in the retreat from Europe. And it's just blown us away, really. When I read about it, it said, come and see it because you'll be surprised by how vast and open it is. But it's next level, isn't it? Yeah. Could you imagine running across here to try and evacuate?
Yeah, well, last time we came to France, we went to the Normandy beaches, like the D-Day landings and things like that were, and that was incredible just to see. And it's almost, you feel like you have to go just to pay your respects and just to see what it would be like, really, because you see it on pictures and things like that, but when you get here and you try and immerse yourself in the time it was with planes going over and bombs going off, and it's just unreal.
And I said to John as we were walking down here, like, I was prepared for coming onto the beach and seeing what it would feel like. I wasn't prepared for how vast and open it is. Yeah. But also you think about all those people who stayed behind in the surrounding villages to hold the line and allow all the people to evacuate, to keep the Germans back so that they could. The sacrifice is just, incomprehensible really, isn't it? So we wanted to come and pay our respects on our way back through to Belgium.
So just off the beach, there's the Dunkirk Museum as well, and you've definitely got to go there as well. But I'd recommend to go to the beach, then go to the museum, and then go back to the beach. It just gives you a sense of idea of what it was like, and
it really sets the scene for you. Like, walking along the beach, I was blown away by how vast it was. But then you go into that museum and they tell you that not only did they have to make it across the beach, but they had to wade a kilometre out into the sea to get to the ships. Like, it just...
Yeah, and then all the vehicles on the beach that are stranded as well. And yeah, then they said the one part that where they piled up limbs on, like, in corners and things like that. And it's unfathomable. But I think we really like to come to these places, and I wouldn't say that it's enjoyment, that's certainly not the right word, but it just makes us so grateful for what we have and how easy our life is, and it's because of the sacrifices of so many people. So yeah, absolutely, come pay your respects and come see these places. So we just popped down the road an hour and we're in Belgium. Yeah, well, we got about 20 minutes out of Dunkirk and we thought, are we in Belgium? Because all the signs seem to change a little bit, but we're bad with French, but we're even worse with Belgianese anyway.
Oh my God, Dutch. We're in the Flemish region, it's Dutch. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. We're in Bruges. They call it the Venice of the North, and it is absolutely stunning. All the beautiful buildings and canals. We literally just got out of the car and I'm already like, oh, look at this place.
It's crazy. Literally, you go an hour away and everything changes. Yeah. Like all the building styles.
The language.
Yeah, even the,
even the local delicacies. So me and the Belgianese, as John calls them, the people of Belgium, are one because they are famous for fries, beer, waffles, chocolate. What more could you want from a country?
But yeah, the reason we're taking this weird route is we're off to a place called Bad Kissing in...
He knows all about that one.
We're off to a place called Bad Kissing in Germany because they've got an overlanding show. And it's meant to be the biggest overlanding show in Europe, so we can't wait for that.
Yeah. So we're going to go through, so we've obviously started in France, we're going through Belgium, and then we've got a lovely little route through Germany to get there. So that's what we're going to show you in this video. But let's have a little look around Bruges.
So we wanted to get some food anyway.
I wouldn't stop going on him is what happened. I wore him down.
So we went to get some chips, but I'm a bit annoyed because it used to be the saying, cheap as chips, right? And when did chips become not cheap? Chips were £5 for a bag of chips. So I refused to pay £5 for a bag of chips. So we just went and spent £5 on two bits of chocolate. But we got a key, some Belgian chocolate and a key.
And this little Florentine thing.
So it's the same price, but I don't care because you don't say it's cheap as chocolate, do you? You expect chocolate to be cheap. But you want cheap chips, don't you?
You do want cheap chips,
so
it's true.
I want to find cheap chips. We even went into McDonald's, didn't we? There wasn't cheap chips in McDonald's.
Mind you, fanciest McDonald's I think I've ever seen. I thought the Malaysians had fancy McDonald's buildings. The Brugians, whew, they are posh.
So, any of you oldies watching anyway, tell me what the cheapest chips you've ever got is.
So is Bruges up to the hype? I think so. Honestly, it is so pretty. I know I said it was pretty before. I was not expecting this. Like, obviously being jammed between Germany and France, I thought that it would have been like lots of other places and got kind of squashed to the ground, but it's still got so much old world charm. Cobblestone streets, and it's immaculate, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it always helps with the weather, like when the weather's like this for today, like it's 25 degrees, something like that, and beautiful sunshine, whereas if it was peeing with rain and a freezing cold, I think we might, you just see it in a different light.
Maybe not quite so beautiful. The canals might not seem quite so appealing, put it that way. But yeah, I would absolutely recommend coming here. It is just delightful, and you feel really safe and... Yeah, just
it's not what I was expecting anyway. I don't know why. I just thought Belgium. I don't know.
But yeah, absolutely worth coming here. So we're a bit pooped from our walk around. So I think we're going to head back to the van and find somewhere to park up for the night and get a bit of tea. complain about this for a park up. Absolutely beautiful little spot. And we've got a herd of horses on the other side of the river. So pretty.
Gorgeous.
So tonight on Restaurant à la Beauty Bus, we have coleslaw, salad, and lovely French pork steaks, and some lovely fresh bread and butter. And check out our view. Morning.
Morning.
Gotta get up.
Look at the sun. At least we're getting up to sun. Not like we were in England. Look at it. You look at it. Look at it then.
I'm looking at it.
Not pass it here. Pass it here.
Okay, I'll pass it there.
Yeah, look at the sun.
I don't think they can even see the sun.
They can see the sun. Look at it.
This is why we don't film in the morning.
Oh look, there's a rabbit.
Oh, is it?
You off painting today, Jess?
Yeah. True Blue Travellers, for all your painting needs.
For anyone else who lives with a woman, can they feel the pain with the hairs, like just everywhere?
I can't help it, you're just jealous because you ain't got enough hair to fall out.
We used to live in a fifth wheel, right? And Jess's hair used to be a constant argument in the house because if you don't know, like on fifth wheels they've got a macerator to pump all the stuff out, and Jess used to pull her hair out in the shower.
Pull my hair out, it just came out.
And put it in the sink, and then obviously the hair used to get jammed up in the blades of the macerator. So who used to have to take the macerator off and take all the hair out of the turbine because it wouldn't mulch everything up and put it where it's got to go.
Mixed up with all the other lovely waste.
I wonder who had to do that job.
It's your job, love. Ghent, please drive. Morning, ladies.
Tell you what, the old Belgians know how to build a house.
Honestly, Belgian new builds are bang on, particularly the country houses. They're so pretty and they're so good that it's hard to tell if they're new or old.
Yeah.
Hey?
And like the gutters, they use galvanised gutters by the looks of it rather than plastic gutters. And
yeah. And
if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, if you're weirdos and losers like us, who are like, oh, look at the windows on that house, and oh, look at that plant in their garden.
Yeah, well, they use a lot of wood for the windows and the doors, and even the gardens, the front gardens are like amazing, aren't they?
Beautiful. Like, honestly, they look like something out of House and Country, the gardens on these houses.
But different styles as well. You've got
Yeah.
almost like American looking, and then you've got English looking, and then...
Yeah, just German almost looking, French looking. And like, because when you drive around an estate in Australia or in like England, all the houses are pretty much a variation of the same thing, aren't they? Whereas you drive through a little Belgian town and every house is different somehow, and it's just so pretty.
Who'd
So,
have known it?
yeah.
What Belgium?
so if you're a loser like us and you like houses, then just come drive around the streets of Belgium.
So we've made it to Ghent.
So I had a mouthful of banana. You know, snacks are important.
But we've had a bit of a tiff, haven't we, Jess?
We have. We've had a big, not a bit of a tiff. We had a massive, great big row.
So Jess was flying the drone, and she was like, oh, it's not flying forwards. I was
it
like,
kept flying sideways, like into trees.
So then she had the biggest paddy she ever had in her life.
No, he was like, just do it different. Just do this. Just do that. I was like, John, I need you to pull over. Oh,
and
just
I was on the
drive it
main
properly.
road.
Just do it. So I was like, I'm trying. And I've never shouted at him in 13 years together. First time.
She had a paddy.
Oh,
Anyways.
Bloody giving me rubbish all the way here about losing my temper.
We're in Ghent. First things, sort of first impressions, doesn't look that good.
No.
But,
I mean, it's still got the pretty Belgian buildings, but it's just not as like immaculate as Bruges. Like, turn the camera around. Turn the camera around. Turn it back. Turn it back. So in Bruges, literally everything was immaculate everywhere. Like, there was no weeds anywhere. There was no rubbish. There was no graffiti. Still nice here, but you can just, it's not as immaculately maintained.
So we'll go suss it out, see what it's got.
Let's sniff it out.
Hopefully Jess will cheer up.
See this shop here? John's lucky he didn't get one of them earlier. Take it back. Ghent is beautiful.
Pretty nice, yeah. But it's weird how sometimes you can go to a city, like when we went to Bruges, all the way into Bruges was absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely amazing. It's proper, like, you know how you have that Instagram versus reality? Like, Bruges was just Instagram the whole way through,
it was like a fairy tale. But then, like, places like when we went to the French Riviera, the actual, like, where the sea is absolutely beautiful. But if you go, like, 3 streets over...
Oh, it was grim.
Yeah, so it's just strange how some places are grim all round, but then, or they just have their nice bit in the middle and that's it, really.
Yeah. I wouldn't say this was grim on the way in. It just wasn't immaculate in the same way that Bruges was. But then it's got some pretty impressive sights to see.
Like that.
Tell you about this place. This is the castle of Gerald the Devil, which I thought meant it must be after like some real bad man. But I guess he might have been a bad man. He was a knight from the 13th century and he lived here when it was first built, and then they turned it into an armoury for the city because it's on the canal, so it was all protected, and it's been an orphanage and a fire station as well. And it looks beautiful. I tell you what, they loves a big building in Ghent. This is the Belfry of Ghent, and it's famous for the fire-breathing dragon that sits at the top of the tower. Rumour has it that it was actually stolen from the top of a church in Bruges because Ghent and Bruges have this like massive rivalry, and they apparently stole it from Constantinople. And rumour has it that it breathes fire on special occasions. So it's supposed to have breathed fire on the coronation of the Holy Roman Emperor Charles VI, who was born in Ghent, and at the birth of a princess. So they say, legend has it, it'll breathe fire again, but we don't know when. You know how I told you yesterday, McDonald's in Belgium is fancy? Look at that for a Mackie D's.
So Ghent is beautiful.
It really is, but it's so different to Bruges. Like, Bruges is its pretty little flower in its hair wearing sister, I think.
Yeah, I see it as like, is it Ghent? No, Bruges is like beauty and Ghent's like the beast, but in a good way.
The beast is cool, like an overlander.
Like every corner you walk around, there's just like epic buildings everywhere. I think it's got more castles in Ghent than it has in the whole of England. It's unbelievable.
I honestly don't, I think I've been to a city that's properly taken my breath away around corners as much as this. And you just think, oh no, that's it, it's done. You go around another corner, boom, something amazing.
So, but if you hear any people driving into it saying, oh, it doesn't look nice.
Yeah, make sure you actually go in. I'm so glad we did stop. But I will say though, it's got more of a authentic feel about it. I don't know, Bruges was so clean and so tidy and so perfect.
Didn't really feel real, did it?
No, whereas this has got a bit more like grime about it, but in a good way. So yeah, go to Bruges and go to Ghent. So I figured out how to demonstrate the difference between Bruges and Ghent. And John is going to be my model. Yeah, love?
Always ready for my modelling career.
Give me a Ghent. Oh yeah. Looking mean. Fighting crime. Bruges me, baby. Oh yeah, give me that hair toss. Work it, baby, work it. I am peckish. So you know how John is a tight ass about chips? I am a tight ass about tea. I bloody love a cup of tea, but I will not pay £3 for a tea bag and some hot water. So I've been gasping all day for a cup of tea, but I've waited till we got back to the van.
But you know what she will do? We tried to do these YouTube shots, yeah, where you walk in the van and like pretend the camera is always there, right? And then look, watch me, this is how she does it, right? Hold that. So we put the camera there and she goes, and I say to her, don't look at the camera, Jess. And she goes like this. Don't look at the camera, 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 don't look at every time.
I can't help it. It's that thing where they say like, don't look, don't look. What's the first thing you do? You look. Ay. That's the first leg of our little European trip down Boy.
I missed the best thing of the day for you though. So Jess shut her fingers in the door. And it sounds bad, but it was only like in the seal.
So this is why we have a row. Mean.
It was in the seal, it wasn't proper in the door. But she held it with one hand, shut it with the other. And she's like, John, open the door, open the door.
I had little like dents in the top of my fingers for ages. If I've got bruises by the next video, I'll show you.
I was tempted to get the camera to video it before I opened the door, but I thought no.
You're lucky you didn't. I would have been taking you back to that sucker punch shop, I tell you. Oh dear. So, Belgium, what would you give it out of 10?
You know what? I've never even thought about going to Belgium. Like, I've never even discussed Belgium.
No.
But we're definitely going back there, aren't we?
I know, we've definitely got to go back through.
So I would give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Why only an 8?
Because there's no beaches. Well, we didn't go to any
there is beaches, there's surfing in there.
I know, but we didn't go any.
But it was so freezing in Dunkirk, we were like, nah, we'll lose a toe if we try to go surfing. So I'll have to go check out some surfing
But
beaches.
definitely, we're going back.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to come to Belgium. We honestly just thought it was like a passing through place. I found 2 places to go. Actually, if we weren't rushing to get to Germany, I would have been looking for more places. Tell you where we wouldn't be going, though. Brussels, because they've got this low emission zone. You have to pay €35 to drive into.
I didn't know that.
So we won't be doing that. And I can't be bothered with the whole parking way out and catching a bus in. That's why we have a small van. So anyway, we're off to Germany now, and we'll find you in Germany next time.